While everyone chases the Mahadev betting app case, Times Now is the only channel which gets you the inside scoop of the Enforcement Directorate probe. Earlier today, in part 1 of our mega expose, we showed you how it's not just about top Bollywood stars dancing to their tunes in the 200 crore rupee wedding in Dubai, but the sleuths have cast their net wider. Times Now got you the inside scoop of the splurge on the Mahadev success party in Dubai in September 2022, which starred Kapil Sharma. Now we will reveal why Ranbir Kapoor is being summoned by the Enforcement Directorate. But first, let's tell you how the promoters of Mahadev were churning out revenues of 5,000 crore rupees a year. The promoters Saurabh Chandrakar and Ravi Uppal allegedly bought several betting applications, including Reddy Anna and Fair Play. These ads were also promoted by top Bollywood stars, of which some of them have now been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate. Take a look at this report to get to the bottom of this entire case and what's transpiring as far as investigations are concerned.
Apart from that, we've also learned that Mahadev betting app promoters Saurabh Chandrakar and Ravi Uppal also invested in several other online betting apps like Fair Play and also Reddy Anna app. This app was also overtaken by the promoters of Mahadev betting app. And in fact, the Fair Play and Reddy Anna app, for these online platforms, several celebrities had worked as for their promotions on their social media. Also, some commercial ads were also made. Regarding that, Ranbir Kapoor was one of them, Shraddha Kapoor, Heena Khan, Kapil Sharma were one of them to promote this online app on their social media or to perform in the commercial advertisement. And the same thing is under the radar of investigation of Enforcement Directorate, whether their fees was paid in cash or in check. And that is why the Enforcement Directorate wants to establish the missing dots in their investigation of money trail. It will be very much evident and important to see whether these celebrities will present themselves before the federal agency or not.
All right, let's also tell you why Ranbir Kapoor is being probed by the Enforcement Directorate. They want to know how much fee was paid to the actor and what was the mode of payment. They also want to know if Ranbir Kapoor was in touch with the two promoters. If not, who was the intermediary? Ranbir, meanwhile, remember, has sought 2 weeks' time to join the investigations. He was actually summoned for today, but he sought 2 weeks' time. We have our Supreme Court lawyer Kapil Sankhla with us to really take us through the legal contours of the case and how this could mean a lot of trouble for the two promoters. Mr. Sankhla, what do you make of the entire investigation so far? We've seen the Enforcement Directorate attach assets worth over 400 crore rupees and the kind of money these two promoters have been building and making, and not just in India. We've seen how UAE, Sri Lanka, there are several countries from where they're operating. What do you make of the case in its entirety and the latest Bollywood link that is now emerging?
Well, as far as the allegations are concerned, they're very serious in nature. What has been alleged is not just game of chance was being promoted, but also open betting and gambling was being promoted, which is a very serious offense. The second part that has been stated is the nature of the transaction that has been put into place. They've stated that certain WhatsApp numbers were being used to create false IDs for the purposes of transferring of money, which clearly is money laundering, which has also been alleged that various shell companies were created for transferring of money. That again comes under the PMLA, straight under ED's jurisdiction. Now, the allegations against these celebrities, what has been stated is the amount that was given for the services rendered were one from the predicated offense, where all money that was as far as tainted money that was concerned, and therefore is hit by Section 3 of the Act itself. Now, Section 3 of the Act is very important, and for everybody here, it says that whosoever directly or indirectly attempts to indulge or knowingly assist or knowingly is a party or is actually involved in any process or activity connected with the proceeds of crime, including its concealment, possession, acquisition, or use, and projected or claiming it to be as untainted property, shall be guilty of offense of money laundering. Now, one also has to understand that the predicated offenses are described under Section 2Y of the Act itself. So even if the celebrities today say that the amounts that they received through whatever means, dubious means or through white or whatever channel, they are for the services rendered may be hit by Section 3 of the Act itself because they are tainted money coming out of proceeds of crime.
Okay.
The second important thing that we have to see is as far as the defense is concerned, if any money comes to them through shell companies or through dubious sources or in cash, then that itself would also raise certain serious questions and serious offences under the Act. So what is being alleged is very, very serious.
What also becomes important though is whether or not these celebrities were aware of these dubious means. I'll come back to you for that, but let's also remind our viewers how Times Now has accessed a video of the Dubai party in which Kapil Sharma can be seen interacting with the audience. Sources have told Times Now that the Enforcement Directorate is going to be looking closely at this video on your screens. This video has been accessed by us, which shows Kapil Sharma addressing the audience at the Success Party. Let's quickly listen into the audio as well.
ढेर सारी तरक्की करें, मेहनत करते रहें, जो भी जुआ खेलते रहें, जो भी करते हैं, ढेर सारी तरक्की करें, मेहनत करते रहें, जो भी जुआ खेलते रहें, जो भी करते हैं, ढेर सारी तरक्की करें, मेहनत करते रहें, जो भी जुआ खेलते रहें, जो भी करते हैं, ढेर सारी तरक्की करें, मेहनत करते रहें, जो भी जुआ खेलते रहें, जो भी करते हैं.
Mr. Sankhla, you know, that's the video we're talking about, and perhaps many such other videos that the Enforcement Directorate is very closely looking into, and that's why has decided to go ahead with these summons. Some of these celebrities most certainly have sought more time. Ranbir, for example, was summoned for today. He sought 2 weeks' time. But given the nature of these transactions, as you were pointing out, would you also in that sense suspect that most likely most of these celebrities were in the know-how of how these were dubious means? Because the transactions cannot be all clear if this is what's going on behind the screens.
So you're absolutely right. But here you open a Pandora's box. And I will argue both sides, the side of the prosecution as well as the defense side. The first instance, as far as as I told you, the PMLA Act is concerned, it draws no distinction between awareness or not. So that's an exception to the criminal jurisprudence that says that mens rea or guilty mind is important. In such offences, guilty mind is not important. So one case that would be argued by the prosecution side is it does not matter whether the knew that these are proceeds of crime or funded through dubious means. Doesn't really matter. And that is why I read Section 3 for you. But the other side of the argument is, which the Honorable Supreme Court has also raised, and which is also right now being argued, and Justice Chandrachud in a recent judgment also stated, is that there could be a situation where somebody has provided certain services or sold a product, and therefore not all properties of crime are proceeds of crime. Not every transaction could be criminal in nature or could be tainted, even if its source could be dubious in nature.
Okay.
So those are two parts of the argument. But here, you also have to understand that it is the case of the prosecution that Hawala channels were used for transference of money. So therefore,
and we're
even
talking
those
about
bridges
big
are tainted.
amount. We're talking about a 200 crore splurge on a wedding. We're talking about the promoters churning out close to 5,000 crore rupees annually. And hence these questions most certainly do come up. Mr. Sankhla, many thanks for speaking to us and putting the story in perspective in its entirety. A quick break for now. Lots more lines on the other side.